Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today I am going to do my predictions for Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan. So I put a lot of time into this. You can see I wrote out everything, I went through categories, everything. So we're going to try this out. I've never done a video like this. If this video does well, I might do more of these in the future. But in the end, let me know what you think these characters are going to look like. They're only probably a few days from finding out what their kits are going to look like. But let's go ahead and take a look at what I think these kits might look like. So I decided I'm going to make Orange Piccolo physical type, or Phi type. And the reason why I did it as a physical Piccolo is because he's orange. So I want him to be Orange Piccolo in typing as well. So I do think physical is my type that I'm going to choose for this, right? So for the leader skill, I've got him, and remember, this is going to be Piccolo Power Unleashed, and then he's going to transform into Orange Piccolo, and that's going to be my assumption, right? So for leader skill, I have Namekians, or Bond of Master and Disciple, Key 3 and 170 to stats, plus an additional 30% to stats for characters on movie heroes or worthy rivals. So my logic behind this is, I want Namekians to get a big push here, so I want like a legit like top tier leader for Namekians, and I feel like Bond of Master and Disciple is going to be almost a lock for Piccolo and or Gohan, maybe both of them. Because I feel like when you do dual Dokkan Fest like this of characters that are both the same class, so if they're both super class, for example, I feel like they always want the characters to work well on each other's teams. So therefore, I feel like they're going to have a category in common here that they can fit on. So I feel like Bond of Master and Disciple is going to be their kind of linking category. Obviously, movie heroes would work too. But the reason I didn't just slap movie heroes up here is because we've been getting killed with so many movie hero leads. I feel like they've just got to do something different, right? And then I did put movie heroes down here for the 30% just to have like a bigger chunk category to get some characters on. And between Bond of Master and Disciple and the Namekians, there are a few movie heroes that's not crazy, but then we add worthy rivals, which is going to hit on those as well, which is another big time Piccolo category. So I feel like this is a pretty fair leader skill, right? For his 12 key super, I've greatly raised his attack and defense for one turn. Colossal damage and a high chance to stun. I feel like stun is a good effect for a Piccolo unit. And then on the 18 key, I have greatly raised his attack and defense for 3 turns. Does Mega Colossal and raises all allies' attack by 30% for one turn. So my goal with this Piccolo is I want him to be like a support unit before he transforms, and then I want to make him more of like an offensive unit after transforming, right? So here's his passive. I got attack and defense 158, and you're going to notice in my passives, I do a lot with 5/8 because that's the Gohan number, and I feel like these units are going to play off of each other. I think it's really going to be about the Piccolo-Gohan relationship, so I feel like those Gohan numbers are going to transfer into Piccolo's kit a little bit. So you're going to see a lot of 5/8 in my passive, which I predict there will be 5/8 for sure in Gohan's passive, maybe not Piccolo, but I think it's going to transfer to Piccolo here. So attack and defense 158 to start a turn. Key 5 and guards all attacks for 5 turns from first appearance. So what I think will happen is I think these units will have an intro animation, and then they'll get like something for a few turns after the intro animation. So this would be after the intro animation plays. Give them key 5 and guards all attacks for 5 turns, right? And then attack and defense plus 20% with each attack received up to 158. Reduces damage by 20%. So I'm going to give them just a low guaranteed damage reduction. And the idea with this kit is that I want this to kind of be a slot 1 unit. And so I want to give him low damage reduction with a fair amount of attack and defense, but I'm going to give him the 5-turn guard to build this up. And then basically by the time he builds this up, if the guard is gone, his defense is going to be crazy at this point, and he still has the 20% damage reduction, right? Then I'm going to give him an extra 10% damage reduction up to 58 with each attack received. So this probably is a little bit busted to let him get up to like an 88% damage reduction, or sorry, 78% damage reduction, but I don't know, I kind of like it, and just give him this build up to 158, build up the damage reduction, give him guard at first, but then he won't have guard, but then he's going to have insane damage reduction, right? And then I want to give him all allies key plus 2 and attack and defense 20%, so I want him to be a support unit, and then all allies 1 key, attack and defense 20%, and gain a high chance to dodge all attacks if there's a character whose name includes Gohan on the team. So I think each unit is going to have a passive that requires the other one on the team. Now, if this were on rotation, I could be okay with that also, because my build here I feel like is kind of busted. But if they require Gohan and Piccolo to be on rotation, I want them to link well, and I think there is a possibility they can link well. I will talk about that when I go over the links, but I think there is a possible setup to give them like 4 to 5 links together, because that they could share in common, right? And then his active skill, I'm going to say can be activated after 5 turns if HP is 58% or less, or it can be activated after 3 turns if HP is 58% or less if there's a character whose name includes Gohan on the team, right? So basically I'm saying if there's a Gohan, you can transform 2 turns earlier. And they've done active skills like that before, right? And transforms into, Orange Piccolo, forgot a character there. And then, so basically this would transform into Orange Piccolo, okay? So then we have Orange Piccolo. So he's going to have a 12 key. So what I did now is Orange Piccolo is basically going to lose his support, but I want to make him much more offensive. So his 12 key is greatly raises attack, causes immense damage. Oh, sorry, that should be colossal damage. My bad. Colossal damage. Colossal damage. So greatly raises attack, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers their defense. So nothing too crazy there, and I forgot to do Mega Colossal here. Mega Colossal, because these are going to be LRs, right? So we got to give them Colossal and Mega Colossal. So nothing too crazy on the 12 key, but he is infinitely stacking attack, right? And I like the infinite stacking on the 12 key, because then if you proc additionals, you can get multiple stacks in a turn. And like I said, I want this Piccolo to be offensive. So I kind of want it to be where, like, very similar to the STR Cooler philosophy, where they're going to be like a really good support, like defensive unit untransformed. And if you want to keep them that way, just ride it that way. But if you want to transform them and get an offensive burst, you can do that, right? Then for his 18 key, massively raises attack for 1 turn, does Mega Colossal damage, and disables the attacked enemy's action once. So I think they'll get that year 7 effect, where if you get the 18 key super, you can disable an action. I think that would be really good. Now notice I did not give him any defense on super, which I know a lot of people aren't going to like, but I think in his passive, I built him defensive enough. And once again, keeping in mind that I want this to be like a decision that you want to go the more offensive route, and you maybe have to sacrifice defense to do that, right? So for the passive, attack and defense 158, so I'm giving them the same 158, but can see enemy super attacks for 5 turns from first appearance. So what I'm saying is the turn you transform into Piccolo, you might be losing defense, but you're going to gain the power to see enemy super attacks, which is very powerful. So then you could choose to put this Piccolo out of harm's way and use his big damage, right? He's going to get an additional 1 key per type key sphere obtained. He's going to get an additional 2 key per rainbow key sphere obtained. So I just like giving some type of key mechanic on these LRs to make sure they can super attack. Gain an additional attack and defense 158 while performing a super. So this is going to be big. So basically I'm giving him the same buff as untransformed, but he doesn't have to build up to it. And he's going to carry the stacks from the previous version over. So this, combined with the support unit, is going to hit insanely hard. Like, my Piccolo is probably a little overpowered, right? But I think this is going to be really, really good, right? Then I'm going to give him another attack and defense 58. Launch an additional that has a high chance of being a super, and attacks effective against all types if there's a character whose name is Gohan on the team. So you can see I just went, like, insanely offensive here. And I think he would be pretty busted. Plus, depending on how crazy you get with the stacking here, like if you can kind of get hit a lot, carry a little bit of this 3-turn defense stack over, I mean, this Piccolo could be looking pretty dang good, right? Now, after transforming, I'm giving him another active skill. So I'm going to say, oh, I didn't put an active skill, or no, I did. Where did it go here? Oh, I forgot to add it on there. But this active skill, sorry, I forgot to put on here, but this active skill, basically, once you transform into Orange Piccolo, you can just activate this immediately. So anytime after you transform into Orange Piccolo, you can activate this, and this active skill is going to be a giant form transformation. So I'm going to say transform into Giant Orange Piccolo for 2 to 3 turns, and the giant form passive isn't going to be crazy. It's just going to be key +3 and then randomly change key spheres other than physical to physical. So nothing too crazy there, and they typically don't go very hard on the Giant Ape transformation. So this would kind of just be like something to stall out for a few turns, and I mean, his attack is going to be so insane that this giant form, you would get some damage out of this, right? And I'm just basically giving him a bunch of key to make sure you can get some super attacks in. Then for the links, I have Gaze of Respect, Experienced Fighters, Namekian's Legendary Power, Shocking Speed, Cold Judgment, and Fierce Battle. And then on the side, as other links I think he could have, are Brainiacs or the First Awakened, right? Now, the First Awakened might seem crazy, but like other Piccolos have it. And this being Orange Piccolo, like a new form, I think he could have First Awakened. And Beast Gohan being a new form, I think could also have First Awakened. So imagine if Beast Gohan and Piccolo said they could both share Gaze of Respect. Now, with Gohan, the only Gohan units that have Gaze of Respect are like Kid and Youth Gohan. So pretty much like the young Gohans up through Cell Saga Gohan. No Ultimate Gohan has ever had it, but I think they could make an exception for this one. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the free-to-play Gohan might actually have Gaze of Respect, being the first like adult Gohan to have it. So I think that could carry over. So I kind of like, when I was looking at these links, I was looking at like Ultimate Gohans, but also looking at that free-to-play Gohan to get a really good idea of the kind of links we could see, right? So I think Gaze of Respect, Legendary Power they'll both share. I think they both could share Shocking Speed as a key link, and they both could have, because there are Gohans that have Cold Judgment, and they could have Fierce Battle. So if Gohan and Piccolo share Fierce Battle, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, and Gaze of Respect, and then they'll have Legendary Power, that would be a really nice link set that they could share, right? Which would be crazy. I don't know if they're going to make them link that well. I'm going to predict they're going to share a minimum of 3 links, but if they can share 4 to 5, like that would be crazy, right? And then for categories, I have Namekians, Worthy Rivals, Movie Heroes, Bond of Master and Disciple, Transformation Boost, Battle of Wits, Gifted Warriors, Entrusted Will, Fused Fighters, and Final Trump Card. Now you might think Fused Fighters is weird, but I was looking at other Piccolos, and even like the Tournament of Power Piccolo has Fused Fighters. So because he previously fused with Nail and Kami, I think all Piccolos are just going to have this. So I think he will have it, even though it seems kind of weird. And then Final Trump Card. So now he wouldn't be guaranteed to have these, like Final Trump Card, maybe not, right? But I kind of feel like Orange Piccolo is a Final Trump Card. He for sure will have Battle of Wits, like Piccolo typically has it. And Trusted Will, I could see maybe or maybe not, right? But I think this is a fair category set that he could have, right? Now, let's look at Gohan. So he's going to start off as Ultimate Gohan, and I think he's going to be Int. I don't know why, my gut feeling just says Int, and when I look at Beast Gohan, I feel like an Int unit. I don't know, that's just what I'm feeling. I think part of it is because Gohan has Piccolo's old outfit on, and it's purple, so I want the colors to match, and I think of like the Int LR Gohan. I feel like I really want Int, right? And when we think of Ultimate Gohan specifically, like the STR and Tech ones are still pretty good, so I think they're going to avoid those. But in Ultimate Gohan, they just have like the really, really old Dokkan Fest, and then there's like a free-to-play one. But I think Int could be the play here, right? Alright, so his leader skill. Hybrid Saiyans are Bond of Master and Disciple, Key 3 and 170 stats. So they've done this in the past, where like a dual Dokkan Fest, they'll actually share like half of the leader skill. So I think they actually both will be Bond of Master and Disciple. Piccolo will get Namekians, and Gohan's going to get hybrids, okay? Then an additional 30% for characters that are on Movie Heroes or Goku Family. So they're both going to share Movie Heroes, but then Gohan's going to get Goku Family, while Piccolo's going to get Worthy Rivals. So it's going to make them similar enough that they can like interact with each other in terms of being on each other's teams. But then they're also unique enough where you can do a lot of different plays, right? There's a big difference in what you can do between, say, like Worthy Rivals and Goku Family, right? A big difference between Hybrid Saiyans or Namekians. Now, obviously, looking at this, Gohan's leader skill is going to be far superior. I think that's just naturally what's going to happen anyways, just because Gohan is going to have way better categories, right? But I think this is a realistic setup here, right? And notice that when I go through my kits here, their passives and everything are going to play off of each other a little bit, and there's going to be some similarities. Very common for dual Dokkan Fest. It's very rare for a dual Dokkan Fest to be like super different from each other, right? There's going to be some similarities. So on Gohan's 12 key, I'm going to give him greatly raises defense, causes colossal, and greatly lowers attack. And on the 18 key, I'm going to say greatly raise defense, cause mega colossal, and greatly lower attack. So what I'm doing here is I basically just, so it's basically the same. I'm just adding Mega Colossal, but I want him to stack defense. So my goal with Orange Piccolo was I want him to be like a defensive support unit before transforming and very offensive after. With Gohan, I want him to be just a ridiculous defense unit before transforming, but he won't have support, but I'm going to make him a little bit better defensively. And then I want him to also be an offensive juggernaut after transforming with less defense, right? That's kind of the play that I'm going for here. So 18 key, I already read that. All right, so then his passive. So attack and defense 158, so same as Piccolo. Key 5 and reduces damage by 58% for 5 turns from first appearance. So basically, I'm giving them the same, like they're going to have like some type of intro animation. And I'm going to give them both 5 key for the first 5 turns. But Gohan's going to get 58% damage reduction, whereas Piccolo had guards all attacks, right? But the thing is Piccolo can build up to better damage reduction, and Gohan will not be able to do that. Also notice how I give them both 5 key. The idea here is that I give them this good passive for 5 turns, and then the idea is I want to take that away because these are really good defensive units, so I want more temptation to transform. So after those 5 turns, I want you to hopefully be able to transform to get their better effects as an offensive unit, and you're going to lose some of this good passive here. So I want you to be tempted a little bit to use the other form. Attack and defense 20% with each attack performed up to 158. So Piccolo, I'm giving a per attack received buildup, and Gohan's going to be a per attack buildup. But they're both getting up to the double 158. So Gohan's going to do it through attacking, Piccolo's going to do it through getting attacked. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of being a super, just for free. Attack and defense 58, guards all attacks, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance of being a super if there's a Piccolo on the team. So basically, if you're running Piccolo with Gohan, I want him to be able to basically triple super, and then you could get the hidden potential and get a quad. So I want this kind of like a Gamma 2 type build where I want this guy to be able to attack a lot, but he needs to attack a lot to build this up. I think you need 8 attacks to fully build up. So I want to give you the potential to quad attack and potentially get it in 2 on-turn rotations to get this built up, right? So once again, very offensive with attacking a lot. Piccolo's a little bit more defensive with getting hit a lot. But Gohan here getting damage reduction and guard for at least a little bit of it. And the idea is I want you to have time to stack defense a little bit and then get into his active skill. So it can be activated after 5 turns if HP is 58% or less, or after 3 turns if HP is 58% or less, if there's a character whose name is Piccolo on the team. So literally the exact same condition as Piccolo, except Gohan will require Piccolo to get the earlier one, right? So then we're going to transform into Beast Gohan. So Beast Gohan now is going to be a lot more offensive. So his 12 key super attack would be greatly raising attack, so infinitely stacking attack, raises defense for 1 turn and does Mega Colossal. And then 18 key greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does Mega Colossal damage to the enemy and disables the enemy action once. So the same as Piccolo, but I am going to give Gohan Mega Colossal on the 12 key. Okay? So there are characters that have the Mega Colossal, and actually I think Piccolo, if you remember, I accidentally had immense damage on him. My intention, I think, was for Piccolo also to have Mega Colossal on the 12 key, because they wouldn't do it to one and not the other. So after transforming, I want both of these units to get Mega Colossal on the 18 and 12 key. We've seen with like Namek, Goku, and Full Power Frieza that they can do very powerful 12 key attacks with that. Then for the passive, I'm going to do Attack and Defense 158. Randomly changes key orbs other than Int to Rainbow. Attack and defense 30% and key +1 per key sphere obtained. And then attack and defense 58% and key +2 per rainbow key sphere obtained. So I'm kind of bringing back the Int Gohan mechanic. I want this guy to change orbs. I want him to be a nuker with the most powerful nuke we've ever seen in the game, right? So 30% per orb, like we've seen that. We've even seen 35% from the androids. But I want to give him 58% per rainbow. Now, the reason why I feel comfortable going this high on it is the most rainbows you're ever going to get is 5, right? But I do like that I'm giving them extra key per rainbow because that means the game will prioritize rainbow key spheres. It's going to be easier to grab more. So this guy could be getting insane. If you get 4 to 5 rainbow orbs, he's going to be doing ridiculous damage. Launches an additional super attack with 3 or more key sphere obtained, so guarantee super with 3 or more. Attack plus 58% with 5 or more key spheres. Attacks guaranteed to crit with 7 or more key spheres. And then, oh, whoops, that should be gone. Sorry, I was editing there. And then attack and defense plus 58%. Launches an additional super attack when there's a character whose name includes Piccolo on the team. So basically, this guy's going to have the same thing where he can triple attack, but he's going to get all 3 guaranteed supers. I know this is like ridiculously busted. But hey, it's Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo. I think there's actually, by the way, I think there is a high chance that these units are the best units in the game, by the way, on release. I think there's actually a very good chance of that. On JP, it's going to be short-lived. They're only going to be like that for about a month because then the 8th anniversary is coming. But on global, I mean, these guys are probably going to be the best units in the game until July, right? All right, then active skill. So I'm Also giving Gohan an extra active skill. His is going to be the Special Beam Cannon. Can be activated if the enemy's HP is 58% or less after transformation. All attacks become crits for the turn, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and disables enemy's action for 1 turn. So kind of similar to like the Year 7s. Basically, the idea is you want to come out as Beast Gohan and get the finishing blow. So that's kind of what I set up there. Now, let's look at the links here. So I've got All in the Family, Saiyan Lineage, Shocking Speed, Power Bestowed by God, Fierce Battle, Gaze of Respect, and Legendary Power. And then as other options, I do have the First Awakened, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepare for Battle, and Cold Judgment, right? So if they say slotted in Cold Judgment in the First Awakened, you know, and that they can maybe do that instead of Power Bestowed by God. I feel like Power Bestowed by God is going to be very likely, though, because Ultimate Gohans have this. And then I feel like Beast Gohan is kind of like another godly form, right? It's kind of like a UI Goku type thing. So I feel like there's actually a pretty high chance he'll have that. Saiyan Lineage, All in the Family, these are very good links that could link with other Saiyans, right? So this particular link set, we would get Gaze of Respect, Legendary Power, and Fierce Battle, and Shocking Speed. This would still share 4 links with Piccolo, right? But if we got First Awakened in there, that would be busted as all heck, right? And then categories, Gohan would just have like a million of them. But Hybrid Saiyans, Transformation Boost, Goku's Family Siblings Bond, Revenge, Rapid, I definitely think Revenge, because he's getting revenge because he thinks Piccolo died, right? Rapid Growth, because very quick new form, transformation, right? Saviors, Powerful Comeback, Entrusted Will, Bond of Parent-Child, Warriors Raised on Earth, Bond of Master and Disciple, and Movie Heroes, right? Now, Warriors Raised on Earth could possibly be for Piccolo too. For some reason, some Piccolos have this. It kind of doesn't make sense to me. I guess it does. Because Demon King Piccolo, I mean, yeah, this Piccolo technically has only existed on Earth. So yeah, I think Piccolo actually could have that also, Warriors Raised on Earth. So anyways, guys, there you go. Let me know what you think of these these busted Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan predictions that I've made. If you want to, go in the comments and let me know some of your predictions. Let me know if you like these predictions I made, if you agree or disagree with them. Let me know if you're going to summon for these bad boys. I hope you are, because I am. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.